Hello viewers, my name is Zintle Buku from Queenstown and I am a tourism teacher. Welcome to the Eastern Cape Department of Education broadcast studio. So today's lesson is about tourism sectors and I will be presenting my first topic, which will be on professional image for your full understanding. So just a brief overview on what to expect in tourism sectors. We have three subtopics in tourism sectors. So we have professional image in the tourism sector, conditions of employment, and the purpose and the value of a code of conduct. But for the purpose of this lesson today, we're just going to be focusing on the professional image in the tourism sector. It is very important, grade 12s, to note that examiners may use a variety of sources and learners will be required to interpret and apply the information. Also, learners are not required to memorize any legislation. So, when we do conditions of employment, we will do an act called the Basic Conditions of Employment. However, it is not necessary for you guys to memorize that act, but we need to understand and have a full understanding of the provisions of the Basic Conditions of Employment. So let's start with our key concepts. So we have professional image. Professional image refers to the impression or the perception that others have of a business or a company. Another definition is a professional image is a representation of a company or a specific brand. So at this point, I want you to just think of a specific business that you can think of. It can be a tourism business, but it does not necessarily have to be a tourism business. So what comes into your mind? Just hold that thought. So the second working concept is a trademark. A trademark is a unique symbol, word, or phrase, or logo, or design that identifies a product or a service, and it differentiates that product or service from that of its competitors. And then lastly, we have grooming, which is grooming refers to the practice of taking care of one's personal hygiene. Okay, you will see I have an illustration here of an example of what we can expect or what customers should expect when we're talking about a professional image. Okay, now we need to look at aspects that businesses should consider or ways in which businesses can improve their professional image. So for the purpose of this lesson, we are just going to focus on three of those aspects. However, in your textbooks, grade 12s, you have more than the three. The first one is a logo and a slogan, the name of the business, marketing material, and product packaging. So when we talk about a slogan and a logo, slogans are likable phrases made up by advertising businesses and to promote and market a product. A slogan must be catchy and it must capture the essence and the value of the brand. Then a logo, the aim of a logo is to show the values of values and the goals of a company. A logo should appear in the organization website and on the letterheads, envelopes, and invoices. So I just want you to do a quick exercise, grade 12s. Just want you again to think of a tourism business or any other business. So this portion, this part of Fly Safe, that is our logo. And then for the love of flying then becomes our slogan for Fly Safe. Another example that I can give you that is coming at the top of my head, you know, with Nike, we have that logo, that correct logo, and we have a slogan that says, just do it. Okay, let's move on to our second aspect, the name of the business. The name of the business is the first thing that gives an idea of a business. The name will make consumer either remember the business in a positive or in a negative manner. However, when it comes to businesses choosing their names, there are certain aspects or certain factors that they must consider before they can pick a name. Number one, let's use our highlighter again. Firstly, it must be an easy name, to remember. It must inform people about what the business does. So when you see the name, you must get an impression, or you must already get an idea about what the business does, or what products or what services are offered by that specific business. Can the name be easily used as a trademark on products? So if that particular business is going to be distributing pens, can that name be easily used or put in a pen? Or can that name be easily put in an envelope? Or can that name be easily put, when you are sleeping at a hotel, most hotels will have complimentary products in their rooms. Can we see the name of the business in that small complimentary product? The name of the business must be clear and it must not be confusing. So when you see the name, it must not give you a different meaning of what the intended meaning was. The name must be unique. No other business should be using the name of the business, and obviously to ensure that no other businesses using the name of the business, businesses are encouraged to trademark their names. Okay, now we are going to move to marketing material and product packaging. We are going to start with brochures and product packaging. A brochure is a thin booklet that provides the reader with information about the business. Sometimes, especially if you are going on a, let's say you are going on a safari where there are activities that you can partake in as a tourist in that particular business, you'll find that there will be a thin brochure at reception where it will have all of the information about the products that you will be available in the business, the services that will be available in the business, and the prices that the customers will be required to pay in order for them to access that service. So it can be anything from going for a game drive in the safari or just having a spa treatment within the hotel. Then we go to product packaging. Product packaging can be bags, boxes, or wrapping material that protects the material. So this can come in the form of, as I've said before, it can come in the form of the small complimentary products that we are given when we are booking at a hotel. If a certain business is using that particular hotel for a business conference, you'd find that when they're preparing the conference room for the conference, they will have pens that are branded with the branding of the business, and they will have the notepads that are branded with the logo, and they will have the slogan of the business on it. So this is one of the ways that they are promoting a professional image for the business. Let's move on to the next slide, grade 12s. Now we are going to look at how staff members can contribute towards a professional image. So in this section, or in this segment, we're going to be looking or discussing these three components: uniforms and their dress code, personal hygiene and grooming, and lastly, interaction with customers. Okay, now when it comes to uniforms and dress code, you will see that I have an illustration there of people who are wearing their staff members. They are in of people who are wearing their staff uniform. Now, having staff members wear a uniform contributes both to neatness and the professional image. A uniform can help consumers easily identify the staff members or the personnel of that particular business. Most businesses will provide their staff with uniform. If they don't provide their staff with uniform, they will make an allowance to provide them with a uniform allowance. What we mean by that is that the business will subsidize a certain portion for the uniform, for the purchasing of the uniform, so they can decide that they're going to pay, let's say, 50%, and then the other 50%, the staff member will be responsible for paying for that 50%. Then when it comes to the dress code, a dress code, most businesses who don't wear a uniform or who don't have a uniform will have a dress code. A dress code will guide them as to what is acceptable in terms of their clothes when they come to work. So the dress code will be stipulated in the code of conduct of a business. If you still remember at the beginning of our session, I spoke about a code of conduct, and we are going to be, in one of the lessons, we are going to dive into that and have a better understanding of what the purpose of a code of conduct is and the value of having a code of conduct in the business. Okay, then we go to personal hygiene and grooming. This is very important, grade 12s. All staff members need to be clean and presentable at all times, especially those who have direct contact with consumers or customers. However, it is not only limited to the staff members who have a direct contact with customers. I just want you to imagine that you are sleeping at a hotel, a 5-star hotel. You wouldn't expect that the people who are in the kitchen or the kitchen staff, that they won't be clean, because those are the people that will be handling and dealing with your food. So you expect them to be clean and well groomed, just like you expect the receptionist when you enter to be clean and to be well groomed. Okay, all staff must ensure that they do not have any unpleasant body odor. So we are not expecting you to have a foul smell. We are not expecting you to have bad breath, or, your under armpits smelling. So we are not expecting that as customers. And that really does contribute towards a business maintaining and achieving a professional image. Their uniform must be clean and presentable at all times. So we are not expecting as customers, as paying customers, to walk into a business. The first person you meet, the first point of contact where you meet in this business, the uniform is crinkled, it's not clean, it's not ironed. That's not really pleasant, and it's not going to contribute towards the business achieving that professional image. And then the last one, grade 12, is an interaction with customers. This is very important because this contributes to a positive word of mouth. How we treat our customers or how we interact with our customers says a lot about who we are as a business and our values that we have as a business. Staff members should always interact with customers in a professional manner, as this creates a positive impression. I'd like us to just have a quick recap of our lesson and just remind ourselves on the key important factors to understand. So this topic will be question 7 in your trial exam and in your final examination. And business sectors covers the professional image, it covers conditions of employment, and it covers the value and the purpose of a code of conduct. So you must understand, grade 12s, that this type of question will require you to have an in-depth understanding of these concepts, as the examiner will require you to apply the knowledge that you have gained through your teachers. When it comes to a professional image, it is very important to be able to define what a professional image is. It is also important that we know the aspects that businesses need to consider, when we are talking about a professional image. So what are the things that they need to follow or apply in order for them to achieve a professional image? And we also need to remind ourselves and have an in-depth or a clear understanding that it is not achieving a professional image is not only the role of the business, but also staff members also have a huge contribution to play towards achieving a professional image. We have come to the end of our lesson, grade 12s. You can leave your questions on the comments. Don't forget to leave the name of your school so we can give shout outs. Please share, recommend, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching. See you on our next lesson when we discuss conditions of employment and the purpose and the value of a code of conduct.